No. Oh, Lord have mercy. What? Somebody's already banned you? My God. Somebody's already banned you. We haven't even gotten started. Lord. What is controversial? We haven't even done anything yet.
Oh, you said it was something about someone taking the day off or the week off to make a cake.
Somebody said, okay, Blue Eyed Southern Boy 79, you got a question. What is your question? We'll get to election stuff here in a minute. Can you explain what's going on with the election? What do you think's going on? Okay. Um,
Yeah.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna, get to that.
Actually, she got banned for some reason.
Right. Jessica got banned or blocked or whatever for 10 minutes. So, there you go. Um, so I put up that whiteboard too, since like my camera, goes focuses here and all that stuff. Um, that way y'all can zoom in and see, all everything. Can you sue your stairs for bruising your tailbone? No. That was Jessica. So uh no, a different Jessica.
His new truck.
I think he got a Dodge Ram.
Mega cab, right, Michael?
Okay, so my dentist charged for extra PPE use during COVID. Should my dental insurance have paid that? Yes. They should and they have to. Um
Said it like 15 times since we've been here.
let's see. Oh Lord, well I hope everybody is uh I hope that everybody is staying calm, you know, with the election. Just relax. Um, so everything's gonna be fine. Huh? All right.
They said, hey, from Missouri.
Oh well, hey from Texas then. I, you were like getting all excited or something.
Technically, I wasn't. I just said, whoop, whoop.
Crazy old bat. Uh, so right now, what's going on? Medicare open enrollment and regular insurance open enrollment right now. So y'all make sure and get signed up. Call KBI Solutions. Get signed up under an insurance plan because you're in open enrollment right now until December 15th. Uh, so you've got to make sure that y'all get enrolled. Um, I've had what?
My son was in rehab and his insurance denied coverage, and they kicked him out and sent him back to juvie.
Wow. So I'm assuming he was in rehab or juvie for drugs, maybe if that's why he was in rehab.
Yeah, Samantha underscore Maston. Does he have mental health coverage? She doesn't say anything.
Well, and it's entirely possible. I mean, because you have the medical coverage, he's in an acute state. They get him over that state, so then he doesn't have mental health coverage, so they would send him back to juvie. I mean that's a totally plausible scenario. Uh,
You're the best thing to happen in 2020.
oh Lord, if I'm the best thing to happen in 2020, I'll have to get alive. um, let's see. Any advice on how to get insurance? Yes. Call Cannonball Solutions. 254-918-5444. Let them walk you through everything. They'll get you signed up on a plan. They're very trustworthy. I use them. Does Medicaid cover cancer treatments? Yes, they do. Um, so no worries there.
I was denied from UHC for anxiety and said it was pre-existing.
Pre-existing conditions can't matter. Somebody screwed up on the application then. Or Medicare maybe till 12/7, but I mean, big deal. How far is Athens from us? About 2.5 hours. If you leave the ER against medical advice, the insurance will not pay. That is true. You're there for a reason, you know. And that you can leave, like when you're sitting in triage, and somebody comes up and they take your vital signs and stuff like that. They can bill you for that. So in reality, you're stupid after they've gone to that point and walking out because you're going to get a bill. So you might as well get, your the best bang for your buck. Um, is my my opinion. Um, let's see. Just got insurance that I can't afford, but my deductible is 8,300. Call Cannonball Solutions. You've got time to switch. Um, well, we do have the election, on in the background, so to speak. Um, so I'm kind of like listening in and talking to y'all. The number's 254-918-5444. You got a question, Cap?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Can state insurance stop you from going to the ER if you're not in the state that you have insurance?
Nobody can stop you from going to the ER at any point in time if you want to do. Your insurance has nothing to do with that. Now, your insurance, if it's Medicaid, they may not pay for the ER visit if it's not in the same state that your Medicaid's in, because those two states may not, sort of go together.
Especially if it's not a justifiable emergency.
Yeah.
Having a heart attack is one thing, but going because you stubbed your toe and it hurts is a different.
Right.
The next thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
TRICARE found denying my friend's wife coverage on a vascular condition.
We can get involved with that. I mean, a vascular condition, it depends on what the vascular condition is, as too, as to whether it's even necessary to have any kind of surgical intervention, or is it something that medication can fix? But we can certainly look at it and get involved. Can your insurance recall your medication? No insurance can recall any medication. Insurance can say that they don't cover a certain medication, but then we look at your eligibility. We look at the insurance plans formulary that they pay. When they talk about tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4 medications. When they're talking about tiers, they're talking about cost. And sometimes we have to do what's called a single case agreement, to where they will cover that certain med. And we just have to get the insurance carrier and the pharmacy and the doctor to all be in agreement. But that generally doesn't take a whole lot.
So know the difference of caregiving and home health. Two different.
Okay.
Caregiver is
caregiver is somebody that's doing, like, personal care, wiping their honeys, doing their laundry, doing their dishes, cooking meals, brushing their teeth. Home health is truly giving medical care, whether that is wound dressing changes, medication interventions, stuff like that. So there is a difference in all of that. Does Medicare Advantage cover hospice? Okay, this is actually a good question. Does Medicare, and not that the other questions weren't good, does Medicare Advantage cover hospice? No. And here's the reason why. Once you elect hospice coverage, if let's say you're on Humana for your Medicare. Once you elect hospice, everything transitions back to regular Medicare. Your Humana goes away. And the hospice company deals direct with Medicare for everything. So, if you elect hospice coverage, you go back to regular Medicare. Who Tuck?
Yeah.
So I hope that helps. I hope that was easy enough to understand. What you got going on over there, Lisa? Anything good yet?
Nah, they're just talking right now.
Oh, okay.
They're talking about Georgia.
That was just me announcing.
They threw the lawsuit out.
Do what?
They threw the lawsuit out that Trump filed in Georgia. They threw it out.
Well, I mean,
It was a matchstick one.
Well, there's
somebody
even
saw somebody who saw somebody who did
right
something.
there's even some Trump attorneys that are saying, some of the lawsuits that we are filing, we know we're not going to go anywhere, but we have to do that.
Literally, it was that somebody saw somebody who saw somebody who might
Right.
have done this. It was
when you're dealing with like hearsay to the third degree, basically, it hard to prove any of that.
Well, I mean, you have to have evidence.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have to have witnesses
It
that want to
could
come
come
forward.
down to less than 5,000 votes in Georgia, so there'll be a recount.
Yes.
So.
Does Medicare cover skin removal surgery after weight loss surgery? Typically, no. Unless it is medically necessary. Now, if it's like the excess skin, let's say it's your stomach, and it's causing you back pain, because it's making you slip discs and stuff like that, then Medicare will cover that. Sometimes it's a little bit of a fight to explain that, but Medicare will cover that if it's like medically necessary. Hey, from Wichita Falls, that's not far. I used to hate when I was on the ambulance all the time. Anytime I had to go to Wichita Falls, it was always at 2:00 in the morning. And it was always some psych patient that we had to take to one of the psych hospitals in Wichita Falls at 2:00 in the morning. And trying to find the Wichita Falls State Hospital at 2:00 in the morning with a psych patient is a bitch.
Is base a horrible plan with home
At the base, terrible. It's a terrible plan.
That should be included in your wellness check.
What? Can insurance deny the ambulance ride from hospital to neurotherapy if he's hooked to life support? It depends on the insurance. Ambulance billing is totally different.
Momo 004 Crazy Boys. Is it normal for Blue Cross Blue Shield to only pay $200 of a $5,000 miscarriage bill?
It depends on whether your deductible was met, whether your out of pocket was met. If all of those things were met, then that is very uncommon, and there's going to be a billing or a coding issue there. But if you haven't met your deductible or out of pocket, could cost you some money.
Husband has medical bills and collection. VA should pay.
You got to stay on the VA's ass about getting them to pay bills. I mean, you have to hammer the VA left and right.
They take them forever.
Lisa, is there a watermark on the ballot?
Medicare does cover a lift. Mhm.
Why do we use the computer and some people no, I use the computer.
Okay, so
People are back in the day.
here's the thing. Of course, all the mail-in ballots and the absentee ballots are all on paper. There's the voting machines are expensive, and it is not mandatory that you have electronic voting.
Because the county is responsible.
The
for
county is
purchasing
responsible for the purchase of the machines. Well, let's take like Throckmorton County here in Texas. I mean, Throckmorton County is about that big, with a population about the size of the number of people in this room.
Yeah.
Okay,
Not a lot to fit in.
they can't afford election machines, so they do theirs on paper. And I don't know if Throckmorton County actually does that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just giving an example. If they can't afford the election machines, then they can do paper ballot.
They have paper ballot in Trinity County.
Mine was like,
Where can you shop for CARES without getting 50 million calls or emails? Healthcare.gov is where you can do that.
old.
Like
people showed up, knew each other, and I was a loader to them.
So a baby being covered, how long after they're born?
30 days.
It's at least 30 days. That baby is covered. But then you've got to call them and tell them, hey, I just had a baby. Here's the social. Here's the date of birth.
And even
All
if you
of
don't
that.
have a social yet, you
Name
probably
and date of
can-
birth.
They're going to be attached to your
Yes.
insurance for the first 30 days.
Yes, period.
Regardless.
That was a high key Daniel.
Hello.
I'm on yours.
And then
Okay. Oh,
sometimes you
Tipster
get-
did. Hey, Tipster.
Why did they recover the car?
The insurance company didn't recall it. Now, there may have been a medication recall from the manufacturer, but the insurance company can't recall.
Yeah, it's Rose, what's going on?
So I'm gonna put the election stuff to rest right now, and because that's like everything blowing up. Am I frozen
Yeah.
or are you frozen?
I'm on yours.
It says it's glitching.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that those two for a minute.
Okay, hang on.
The host is away and we'll be back soon. The host is away and we'll be back soon.
Why would anybody after this shit show?
Am I still on? I'm still frozen? Damn it. Okay, let's try it that way. Well, hang on. I'm trying to get unfrozen here. Stephanie, I'm wondering if that's your phone. Am I
No,
still?
you just did it. You just connected. Somebody else
See,
was
you're
saying,
like,
look,
wait. Okay.
it says
All right.
glitching. I think you lost
All right, here we
connection.
go. Now I'm here. Okay, so I'm gonna put the election stuff to rest, and let's get this out of the way, and just be done with it. So Arizona still has votes to count. Nevada still has votes to count. Pennsylvania still has votes to count. Georgia, North Carolina still has votes to count. Now, am I worried? No, I'm not. Because more ballots keep showing up, and more ballots keep showing up, and more ballots keep showing up. So, Arizona very could easily turn red. Very easily. Georgia could turn blue. I don't think it will, but it could. Nevada could turn red. I mean, remember, Nevada is only a difference of 7,400 votes, and there's still like 200,000 that's got to be counted. Okay, so Nevada could be a key
I mean,
for
Arizona's
us.
only reporting 86% right now.
Right, Arizona's only reporting 86%. They're still going, and they're going strong. So is Georgia. Um,
The media
was
is the media.
well, and that's the thing. The media is just guessing because if you look like when we were all at my house the other night on the live
They were
for
Trump, Trump,
the
Trump, Trump,
election,
Trump, Trump.
Yeah.
you know,
Mine.
Fox News was calling states hours before anybody else was calling states. CNN is not calling. CNN has been very, very cautious about calling states because they screwed themselves.
This guy said we can only count at 21 in Nevada. Give us a break.
The I've lost it. I'm like completely losing my train of thought right now. And we've got hundreds of people on live. So shh. Fox, like I said, was calling states. CNN is being very, very cautious because they got embarrassed in 2016.
They got it wrong.
They started calling all these states for Hillary, and they had to flip them. So CNN's being very, very, very
Fox has
cautious.
pulled Arizona.
Yeah, Fox has pulled Arizona, which and the director of the part of Fox that says that's making the call for the states. Even the Fox analysts, Brent Baer, Laura Ingraham, Sean Hannity were going. Did you call this too early? The governor of Arizona calls up Fox News and says, "Stop this shit! Stop calling this. We've got over 1 million votes still to count." So you got to be. That's why I keep saying too is relax because there's a number of votes that still have to be counted. Number one. So there's several states that can go our way to push Trump to the 270 or more. They could push Biden, but I don't think that's going to happen. Wisconsin's going to go to recount, and there could be a big issue there. I think Michigan will wind up in a recount. So it's that's why I am not worried right now. Okay, not to mention like North Carolina has till like the 10th to get all the votes. Pennsylvania, I think, has till tomorrow. So I think it's going to be. I think I'm telling you, this is why I'm not stressed over it.
Neither am I.
I mean, and another thing too is no matter who wins the election, we'll wake up tomorrow, okay? But in the same time, we also kept the Senate.
He's a dead fish president.
Yeah.
Nothing will get accomplished. It'll be 4 years of nothing.
There could be some lawsuits that go to Supreme Court where Trump will win. But the Supreme Court has to agree to hear the cases first. So that may not happen.
So we had a big long discussion last night that he's dead in the water. Everything he wants to do is not going to happen because we retain the Senate.
Yes.
So that's what everybody needs to remember is we retain the Senate. The House is Republican, that's fine.
No, the House is Democrat.
I mean Democrat. Then
But
send it to the president. And the
but
president
we picked up. We also picked up more seats in the House.
Yes, they
are
as big of a majority leader. Anymore.
Right. So there could very well be, where we may not have party control of the House, but we may have control of the House.
Voting control.
Right. So I mean, right. So that's what I'm saying. I I am not worried about the election at all. Everybody needs to relax about it. There is still so much,
Supreme Court just told Democrats to ready their defense for their case.
which that's a good thing.
So I
Now,
have a question.
thoughts on supplemental insurance?
And I guess that's the kind of insurance you have?
Well, no, supplemental is a secondary.
Right.
Um,
And you think
And-
secondaries are good?
oh yeah, I mean secondaries are great so long as they pay. You got to look and see on your supplementals what all they cover, because just because it's a Medicare supplemental plan doesn't mean they pay for everything that Medicare doesn't. There are and can be exclusions. So, watch and see.
Yes,
On that.
Health is your backup. Definitely.
Accident, critical illness, hospital.
No. Not Medicare.
Is the company called supplemental, or are you wanting two insurances?
Oh, yeah. This guy says that people in his county in Arizona have a lawsuit over the Shelby
Did she say?
Not yet.
Okay, so what's this accident, critical illness, hospital?
That was part of this.
Okay, so this is gonna be sort of like an indemnity plan. Fix my collar in the back. Somebody said there. Happy now? There we go. So understand that critical illness or accident insurance only covers in very few certain events. Okay. A lot of those accident, critical illness, hospital insurance policies, they do not cover, the insurances do not cover going to the doctor for a cold or the flu. They do not cover COVID. They do not cover a regular like wellness exam and stuff like that. So you have to be confident that you're never going to get sick. I mean, in all reality. So there you go. What's next on the agenda here? Let me see. I'm in Alabama. Special needs son that is 18 in January will be 19. Get Social Security. Does he really have to? Does he really have to what there, Heather Sturpin? He doesn't have to.
Thank you so much.
I'm looking to see.
I have the VA. Should I get something like Aflac?
Well, if the so I just lost my train of thought again. What? No, but I mean, my God. Somebody asked a question, I try to answer it, and then two or three people start talking, and I'm like, ah.
I have the VA. Should I get something like Aflac?
No, because the VA is there set up to cover all of your health care needs, and the VA can and is supposed to pay outside hospitals for you to stay in. You have the choice. So I mean, getting something else, no, because once the VA pays, it's supposed to be considered paid in full.
Our insurance company is supposed to pay for COVID tests no matter how many you take, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay, I'm a trucker.
Right.
I'm a trucker.
Mhm.
If I come down with COVID and my job required to pay my medical.
If you're a trucker and if you come down with COVID, is your job required to pay your medical what?
Your medical bill.
No. I mean, your insurance is required to, but your job's not.
But are you a 1099 trucker or are you a W-2 trucker?
What do I think about health shares? Okay. health share plans have their place in this world. Now, health share plans like Christian Medishare, Liberty Health Share, Alira Health Share, stuff like that, they are not.
He said
And
no, he's
Oh, okay.
he's okay. Get back to that.
Okay.
What in the hell are we talking about? Medishares. That's what I'm saying. I'm getting like that. Health shares are not regular insurance and do not have to cover. They do not have to cover things that regular insurance does. Understand, they are not insurance. They are a sharing plan where your premium is spread amongst everybody's medical bills.
Goes in a square pot.
Yes, yes, and then it gets divvied up. Now the health shares only pay certain amounts, just like an insurance, like to a doctor. Your doctor charges 165, but the health share only pays 75. You can still be responsible for that other $90 in some instances, but there are more and more hospitals and doctors' offices getting on board and getting in network with these health share plans. Now, the issue too with the health share, though, is that because they are not insurance, they are not bound by the insurance laws of whatever state you're in. So, where in most cases, most claims have to be paid within 90 days, health shares don't fall under that. So, they can wait 180 days, they can wait a year.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, Daniel,
Uh-huh.
on those. Do they go to they have like a medical review board and they decide which ones they're gonna pay and what they're
There is, yes. And now on your everyday stuff, no.
Okay.
But your surgeries, your big ticket items, they do have that review.
Yes, America should be in
Now, the trucker that's a W-2, if you have COVID, they are supposed to, and they make you be off work. They are supposed to cover your premiums if you have insurance through them. They do not have to pay your medical bills, but they do have to make sure that your premiums are covered. They have to make sure that your premiums, that your insurance doesn't drop. Because especially if they require you to be off work.
I just have to say this real quick because I said it a second ago. Everyone was saying, and Bob said, did Biden take over Daniel's body or something with him forgetting everything?
No, it's because when I'm in the middle of trying to answer a legit question, then I got two or three other people talking, it makes me lose my train of thought.
He says he has Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Then it should be fine. I mean, the job, if they paid his premiums from till now, they'll continue to pay his premiums until he comes back to work.
Why would would you be able to tell me why one of my children has Medicaid and the other one they denied? So
It depends on the right. Do you have different baby daddies? Does one have special needs and one doesn't? Did you make sure and include your income across the board for each Medicaid application for each child?
She said no.
Know what?
No what?
I need to know
It's
what.
Nicole Allison.
I see it.
That matters because
Nothing. They are healthy, and yes, income is included.
under the impression that LNL covers.
I wonder if it's just been filed.
I think it's been filed incorrectly. Is what the problem is.
Right.
Can you tell me how my husband and my kids have Medicaid and I don't? I can't tell you that without seeing the denial letter.
A lot of states will cover a child under the age of 18 and not the parent. Not the-
Right, but the father's covered.
I don't like how you say it.
Exactly. Something's filed wrong.
Yeah, a lot of times they won't cover the mom, but they'll cover all.
Can we help with someone who is having trouble with a provider? Yes, we can. I have chewed many a provider's ass. I don't have a problem with it.
I got one.
What?
Elizabeth Renee said, can you ask him if I have Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama and I've had a partial hysterectomy in April and they're wanting to remove the rest of it. Will their insurance cover it?
Yes.
There's your answer. Yes. She said they paid for the first surgery but don't want to pay for the second.
Do you have any health issues going on with it?
If she's just wanting it done, they don't have to cover that. But if there's a medical reason why it needs to be done, then yes.
Yeah, she's having problems.
The
or whatever,
VA
then-
refuses to pay my AMS ambulance ride, saying they never filed in the 1 year mark.
Okay, well if the ambulance did not file within the 1 year mark, that bill has to go away anyway. The ambulance has to write that off.
How many of those did we see over the
Right.
Why not send the same info to Medi-Cal for both of my kids that can verify one as a U.S. citizen? They can't verify one as a U.S. citizen.
Somebody got a number wrong somewhere.
Yeah, there's a number.
There's a digit missing somewhere.
She did, they did, somebody's got a number,
Yeah.
or something's transposed or something.
Right.
Well, Elizabeth, if they can deem it medically necessary, then they should cover it. I would
Yeah.
appeal their decision and send proof why.
Yeah, you have to have medical reason. Because a lot of times, if you just want it done so that you don't have to jack with it anymore, they won't do it because they know then you're going to have hormone therapy and you're going to have long term. You're sending yourself into automatic menopause, so
Right.
now it's a long term medical condition.
Yeah, but she's saying,
Where right now you don't.
they, I guess they need to do biopsy, but I think that her cancer that they removed has moved to her ovaries.
Oh, well, then they'll cover it, but you're going to
Yeah,
have to have
that's-
proof of that.
yeah.
You're gonna have to have the proof. They can't just say, oh, maybe.
So my husband was in the hospital due to a complication of surgery. Well, that's covered.
Netflix.
You have an ambulance bill that shows up on your credit report that's 7 years old. You can dispute that with the credit bureaus, and they have to remove it because it is 7 years or longer, and it has to come off.
And better now, and it sucks. They denied me my MRI. I'm an MO. What is the best
Missouri.
insurance? I don't know. I was gonna say that at the end.
Missouri and better. Well, why they deny your MRI? What are you getting an MRI for? Because a lot of times when you're doing MRIs, there's a stair-stepping thing you have to do. You have to get the X-ray. X-ray didn't show anything. You have to get the CT. The CT doesn't show anything. And so the proof's got to be there, and then they'll cover the MRI.
I'm totally confused.
Crazy Beautiful said, is there any way that she can get her teeth fixed because the medicine that they had her take ruined her teeth and her insurance refuses?
So long as your dentist will attest to the medication that she took ruined her teeth, then yes, the insurance will cover it.
She said the reason why she had to have an MRI is because of her back.
Okay, has she had the X-ray and has she had the CT? That's gonna be the issue.
Like the postpartum.
My dad's insurance keeps declining
I was just reading
the medications. You have IBS.
Why would an insurance cover an at-home sleep study 100% but not cover a stay-in?
Costs more to do it
Because
at
it's
home.
more expensive.
I mean, costs more to do it there.
Yeah,
But
Well,
not
because-
cover a
because
stay-in
you can
for
do
$100
the sleep studies at home now.
Yeah, it doesn't
And
doesn't cost for an attack, doesn't cost for the room, doesn't
Right.
cost for electricity.
my dad's insurance keeps declining. My medications, I have IBS. Athena told me I'm only allowed to get them. Well, if you're over 18, that's right.
My niece has a Rett syndrome.
And there's the issue, Mama Bear. You got to get the X-ray, you got to get the CT, then you get the MRI.
What's the one? Red?
The YouTube channel.
Is it true? I don't think so. I think it's
There's a
red.
rat.
I'm dealing with Wellmark, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and they don't have my therapist listed. Well, your therapist may not be in network, so you need to get a different one. I'm eating Funyuns too.
Well,
It might affect her hormones. It affects your brain.
my niece has Rett syndrome, and her parents are trying to get her help after starting menstrual cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Is it hormonal? Does it affect the brain? Hormonal?
Yeah. Your hormones can affect everything.
Well, think about how bitchy period can be.
Mailing address,
I don't know.
I just see lots of chocolate.
I'm just a bitch.
Okay, so Meg Valentine, how about a surgery that insurance approved but won't pay the anesthesia bill of the doctor's portion? Well, what that is probably the anesthesiologist is out of network. And the anesthesiologist is refusing to negotiate. The surgeon's portion as well. Now, we can help you and get single case agreements to where they get them paid. Let's see.
And sometimes with that, Daniel, with the anesthesiologist, there is still on at the hospital because we use the group and not all
What was it, Lone Star Anesthesia Group or something?
Marshall and Zabora was on, then we had to use the group, and they took everything. But if the hospital has normally, will have a letter saying we use this group.
Yep.
And you don't get to choose your anesthesiologist. You gotta just say this is who it's gonna be. They come in there. If you can get that letter from the hospital or from that anesthesiology group and give it to your insurance, they're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
They'll pay for it. They may not pay it in network, they may pay it out of network, but it should alleviate you having to pay the balance bill because you didn't get a choice in it.
Right.
So
Aw.
you contact the hospital or the anesthesiology group that was used.
Yes.
And find out about that.
A 20-month-old likes to listen to you.
I saw that.
That's cute.
There are two things that Medicaid looks at when it comes to braces. You have to have her, she, I can't remember, has to have at least 7 things wrong with her mouth, not just her jaw. For Medicaid to pay for braces is really hard.
I have you, Manna. Do you think it would cover weight loss surgery? It can if it's medically necessary. It will.
Not whenever you look like this.
Yes, Christina. What? What?
Whenever I keep scrolling, it like slides to cats.
That's
Family Medical Leave Act. That was a federal thing.
But did you
Um,
receive it?
Three. Seven was one child. Seven was two.
You know, and I apologize. This slide kind of sucks because we haven't at all because we've had so much work going on. We've been just like inundated with election. You know,
Yeah, we were supposed to do the podcast yesterday. but
right. We didn't get the
have time to
podcast
do
done, so
that.
we got to get the podcast done. I mean, any advice on dealing with workers' comp and judge ordered med payments, but insurance won't comply? Take them back to court. Get another court date set.
Any advice for dealing with workers' comp and judge ordering medical payments? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sitting right next to you, woman.
I know, but I was like, I don't know. I can. Sorry. Yes, he is.
Sweetest thing anyone's ever said to me.
Who? What? Who?
I'm a big rose girl on TikTok.
Oh Lord.
Ooh.
I never been on TikTok before.
Is
I
US
let Daniel eat Crackers in bed because I'm a cracker.
Is US Health Group a good insurance? Nope.
Yeah, is US
US Health Group is horrible. It hasn't even been 2 minutes since you did that to me. And you do it again.
Just picking on
I
you.
just picking.
You fixing to pick up your toes at the bottom of that wall. God. What else do we need to discuss?
And advice for no medical insurance, it's a loan, but you work on from what day stop scrolling up? From Esmomed.
Okay. What? What's the question?
Any advice for no dental insurance and can't get dental loans, but needs work done from Asthma Med? Is that what that
Some
is?
of that, some of the asthma med does
Oh,
their-
the asthma medication. Do you have health insurance?
Yes.
Health insurance, he says there's no dental insurance. If you have health insurance, a lot of times they'll cover that because that's a medical issue, and the insurance pays for the albuterol and the asthma meds.
Here's 152, nobody's.
Jessica, did you have a question?
No one has ever heard of my insurance.
What's the insurance?
Even somebody was like, "What is the worst
Have
insurance?"
you ever heard of
Apostrophe Health? I've never heard of a company called Apostrophe Health. What is the best insurance for Missouri? It depends on. Missouri's got several decent plans, but then it also depends on what county you live in as to whether which one's going to be the better plan for you.
Amber Wood 829. If you have a question, you should just call the office. She keeps saying that there's not enough for her to type, so just call the office.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, just call the office.
There. I'll see. What do you think of WellCare? I hate WellCare. I hate WellCare with a passion.
Did you send me my form,
Amber,
Cheeky Monkey?
I'm not sure who Cheeky Monkey is.
We don't know who Cheeky Monkey is.
Kaylee Pewitt. That's actually a good. That's a good plan. In Missouri or Mississippi?
This is the reason why we do the lives.
What?
It says y'all gonna need someone just to answer TikTok questions, insurance questions. That's the reason why we do the live. That's why we have the podcast. You can call the office and we can answer questions that way too. But you're gonna get another video of me and my awesome handwriting.
So Missouri or Mississippi, Anthem's okay up there. United's okay up there. But it depends on what county you live in. But Anthem and United are okay. What are you doing over there? Are you doing like Lamaze breathing or what?
I brought tea. Well, technically my wife brought tea. It's tea from.
She's like sitting there doing Lamaze breathing.
And the tea is from R&R.
Okay. Medishare is not a discount plan. Medishare does not negotiate a discount for you. Medishare pays your medical bills, your medical claims, according to basically what money they have in the checking account that they've got to spread over amongst everybody else that has claims. Let's see here. Let's see. What the hell are you doing?
You had stuff all over your shirt. I just had to get it off.
She's sitting over here beating on me.
Do not, Daniel.
You are fixing to get ranched.
No.
Fine, you're gonna get barbecued. Fine, you're gonna get ranched again. Woo, one's still down here.
Daniel.
Let's see. So why do I hate WellCare? WellCare doesn't pay claims. They try to get out of paying every damn claim. Their premiums are ridiculous, and their prescription plans are god awful. Who'd I hit?
You hit Lisa.
So sorry. Hit her with it because I was trying to hit her.
I think that's would try to try
Probably. We got to get some work done, and I got to get out of here. I mean, this live sucked. I'm just gonna say this live sucked.
Well, we were late, and I was like, I don't even think we even were gonna go live. We went and planned this out.
The only reason why I was like, oh shit, we got to the live is because we always tell it's 11, which it always will be. But it was like, ugh. It's just been crazy.
Like, this is part of the reason why I didn't want to go live today.
Next week will be a much better live, I promise. Who's talking shit?
Oh, Biden, we're mad because of voter fraud, blah blah. I just keep blocking people because I'm not even gonna answer anything their stupid BS.
So to summarize my points today, Trump's going to win the election because there's too many pathways for him to, and there's been a lot of different things going wrong. So Trump will win the election. Your share plans, pay your bills. They're not discount offers. That's not what they are. Open enrollment's going on now till December 15th. Medicare open enrollment is now till December 7th. Call Cannonball Solutions if you need insurance. Their number's 254-918-54444. If I finish the wood burning and painting, would I do a blind react? You bet I will. So anyway, sorry our lives sucked today.
We sucked titty balls.
It'll be what?
I said we sucked titty balls.
You're welcome, dude. I just
What is wrong with you?
Nothing.
What? Oh.
Kimberly, hurry up and ask. We're fixing to
Screenshot this right here. There's our phone number. There's our address. There's our email. There's our YouTube. There's our KBI Solutions phone number. Use them to get your insurance. If they don't sell it in your state, they know somebody that does. Stop touching my butt.
That scared me.
Lord. Okay, so we're out of here. Bye, y'all.
Call Cannonball Insurance 254